The Northtown News Magazine is brought to you in part by the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Boy, do I need a haircut.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, please stay tuned for the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go?
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, the real Marty Levinson. All these people have been doing me for 7 years, maybe 8 years, but I really am the Marty Levinson that you all want to see. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host of 22 years on television, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. www.ntnm on the web. Everything's on YouTube. CAPS24.org, Community Policing Alive and Well, West Rogers Park, and Edgewater, north part of Edgewater. Jewish Chicago will hit the streets Thursday, February 27th. Already got the schedule all arranged for your early voting pleasure. As everybody knows, we cover judges. Matter of fact, if they're out homeless, sheltered, and freezing in the wind, I'll bring the blanket. No. But we do like the letting people know who's running for judge. And of our 9 guests today, 6 of them are running for the bench. And it is a pleasure to introduce you to somebody who formerly was my judicial expert. And I guess he, at this stage of his life, has decided that the bench is in his future. Michael Strom, how you doing?
I'm good, Avi. How you doing?
Good. Your hand, see, you've been running long enough now, a couple months, whatever it is, your handshake is really improved. All that practice and the grip and the whole shot. So I'll plug you as a fellow South Shorian, by the way. How's the campaign going?
Well, it's going great, Avi. We, the first big hurdle that all the candidates have to face is can you get the signatures? Can you get those signatures? And it gets kind of obsessive. But we got our crew up and running, and we wound up with the most signatures in the race. We hit over 3,000 days before they were due to be filed in Springfield. So we just put it on coast and let the rest of them float in. We wound up with like 3,070, 80, something like that.
Nice work. You know, the fact is that so often, if we have a guest on over the course of time, even though I know them, you may not know them, and this is an actual judicial race. So why don't you tell us about yourself and your background?
Sure. Well, born and raised in Chicago, lived in Rogers Park since 1980. Raised my family here. My kids went to the public schools and came out no worse for the wear. In fact, my daughter, who is a pediatrician at Lurie Children's, just found out yesterday she passed her board certification exam.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My daughter, the doctor. And she is a resident at no, she's doing her fellowship in the neonatal ICU over there at Lurie. My son is a photographer, not quite the kind of equipment that your technical crew has, but he's got some pretty good equipment, and he's out and about all over Chicago taking photos. So once my kids were up and out of the house, it was time for me to get up and out myself and get out there and see if I could run for judge. To be honest with you, I wasn't really planning to do it this year, but there were a number of judges who approached me about it, seeing the number of vacancies that were coming up. But my background is I've been 36 years as a practicing litigator. I've done a lot of the really large, complex litigation matters with sometimes catastrophic injuries, death, as many as 12 parties in a case where it's hard to tell who's suing who and who's a defendant and who's a plaintiff, contracts, all sorts of things going back and forth in all directions. That's been my specialty as a practitioner, although a couple of years ago I switched sides from the defense of cases to being a plaintiff's personal injury attorney with my cousin Neil at Strom and Associates. I have been very involved for the last several years with the Decalogue Society of Lawyers, technically the Jewish Bar Association, although we have many fine members who are not members of the tribe. I believe Jesse Reyes was the first non-Jewish member, who I know has been a regular on your show time and time again.
And you were president of the Decalogue Society.
I am currently the immediate past president, which puts me on the executive committee currently. During the years running up to and right before being installed as president, my main focus was to try and make as much of the opportunity as I could. It's not everybody who has the honor to do that, and my avocation, in addition to the practice of law, has been to try and deliver community service, give back for the good fortune I've received, my family has, growing up here. And so for over 30 years, I've been working as a volunteer with the Chicago Public Schools, 29 of those years with South Shore High School's mock trial program, which has been a city champion 2 of the years of the citywide competition before the changes in South Shore resulted in the traditional South Shore that I went to, and I believe young Mr. Myers went to as well for a little bit. On that campus now is more of a selective admission gifted program. I have since then, in my position as a bar president, had the chance to put together, facilitate the Chicago Bar in a mentoring intervention program with the most chronically truant kids in neighborhoods such as Englewood and back of the yards. I think we may have hit on something here, because we found that with putting together coalitions of what are sometimes called the ethnic bars, I was able to work out a coalition with the Black Women Lawyers Association, Cook County Bar, and Hispanic lawyers to provide attorney mentors to these kids in neighborhoods that lots of folks won't touch, kids that don't get a whole lot of attention or help.
How are your bar ratings?
My bar ratings, we're waiting for the current set of review. They review that stuff periodically, so, but from 2004, when I first started looking into this stuff, until now, I've had ratings of well-qualified, highly qualified from 6 or 7 bar associations.
Which is the highest possible rating from them?
Yeah, the well-qualified there's another level for really extraordinary cases that don't come up too often. But the Chicago Council of Lawyers actually has a 4th level above, so there's one above well-qualified. But well is pretty gosh darn good with them. The other bar associations have all found me qualified or recommended, whatever their terminology is. Many of them don't have more than 2 tiers of their ratings. I may lose some of those highlies because some of the bars that had rated me highly themselves are going down to a 2-tier system where
Yeah,
it's either
qualified
qualified
or not recommended, or qualified or not qualified.
So we'll see how
So
that
it's not
works
like
out.
you're losing status, it's just that
Yeah.
they only have those categories.
Yeah, and in those cases, my practice has been to put on literature, resumes, what have you. If that is the highest rating they give, just have that noted. So
Yeah,
there's a number of
definitely.
those.
Mickey's hands are starting to get there. Do you have a website?
I do. Stromforjudge.com.
Stromforjudge.com.
And that's not the number 4. It's STROMFORJUDGE. And a lot of details there. I'm sure folks will be who want to know about the judicial candidates will find the sort of things they want to see there.
Facebook, you on Facebook?
Personally, I am. I don't think we have a campaign page, but I am Michael Strom. I'm on Facebook, and we put campaign events up there sometimes, photos from events run in both places.
Want to say hi to Aviva Miriam Piet, who's been aiding you in the campaign, among others. I want to thank you very much. Michael Elon Strom, who's on the ballot in the 9th Judicial Sub-Circuit. Very highly rated. Give him a lot of credit for it. Want to wish you all the best, and thank you for joining us today. Be well.
Thanks, Avi.